9 months ago, we took the leap into boat life and sailed our new home over 250 nautical miles from Plymouth to Bristol. After a winter of refitting her interior, it was time to finally leave again for a summer full of highs, lows, and most importantly, adventure. Join us as we point south, hoist our sails, and discover some uncomfortable limits when it comes to darkness, rough weather, and seasickness.
Padstow Marina, this is Yacht Selkie, over. We're planning to come down and use the fuel berth before going into lock. Is it clear to proceed? Over. So are you happy coming alongside the fuel berth?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, straighten up now. Good stuff, and then in a second you just tap it into reverse, okay? Okay, you ready? Let's go in reverse now. That's enough. Now go forward, please. Keep it tick over forward, keep the lock in right. Cheers, well done. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Right. Take it into the front, get it to go in reverse. Okay, step on a slip, go forward.
Bristol has the second largest tidal range in the world, which means we have to go through a huge lock every time we want to leave our marina. I was quite nervous to steer our £60,000 home through a small concrete gate for the first time, but it went really well and will no doubt be easier the more I practice. Shall I do something? We're moving on. You sure? How would we have stopped? How do we stop that? Or were you expecting it to happen? But if there was a bow on this side, would you? Okay. I was just interested, like if it were to happen and we were in a tight lock. I feel like we've done more locks on this boat than most people would do on their boats in a lifetime. We're not coming back to this marina for 2 months.
Can't even fucking wait. We're out of the marina. Helmswoman Esmee did a sterling job.
I did slightly make a hole in the boat.
No, it's a little bit of a scrape, right? It's probably my fault for not putting enough fenders there.
But I also went in a bit hot.
Yeah, it went a little bit hot. So we're now coming out. It's pretty blowy. Not too bad. Bit of sun, which is lovely.
Yeah, it's lovely sun.
And then we're going to go out, we're going to go around Firefly, up Green Boy, we're heading down, and we're going to chase that tanker ship down.
They're definitely going to win.
Obviously.
I'm going to go try and sleep in this. I'm not that tired, but if I don't sleep now, my shift is going to be awful later. Fucking hell.
My watch has just told me that it's 15 minutes till sunset. You can see it going down over there. It's quite an important sunset, well, for me, because it's going to be the first full night passage that I am skippering. So I've done out like a few hours in the evening, you know, getting in late, and I've been on a night passage with the previous owner on board, where I was obviously very engaged with what was going on. But this is the first one where it is just me and theirs. So then that sun goes, it's just us in the dark, which will be a real adventure. And classically, just as that's happening, oh, the auto helmet is not. I thought I had the auto helm on, but I didn't, and I just swung really wildly around. So I'm just straightening her back up again. I thought that felt a bit weird. Come on, buddy. We don't have any sails at the moment because it's blowing probably 25 knots on the nose. So there's no point. It will just add to the stress. Oh, I think I'm back on course now. Right, come on, Ray, do you think? There you go, hopefully it will now hold back. Yeah, anyway, what was I saying? Typically, just as that sun's about to go down, we're about to have a moment. Wind's just really picked up, started raining, so Oh, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's pretty wild. Quite pleased, relieved we just got through the little channel between Flatholm and Strongholm, which is basically this kind of narrow point in the shipping channel where the tide like funnels through these two islands, and it's the bit that I was kind of most worried about, the sea state with the wind against tide, and we were going a bit slower, so we got there and it was getting dark, so I was kind of a bit on edge around it, but we've just gone through. There were a bit of overfalls, and camera doesn't really do it justice, but you know, the bow of the boat must be going through 40 degrees all the way up and down, 35 degrees. Just as my relief kicked in as we came out the other side, got a massive squall of rain, so I just got soaked. But yeah, all good. So now we're out more into open sea, still in the shipping lane, which is like my main concern through the night. But there's much more water, it's not a narrow channel, the tides are less strong, so yeah, should be a much more plain, well, not quite plain sailing, plain motoring from now on.
As it got completely dark, the wind and sea state seemed to build. I remember this happening on our previous night passage, and I'm still not sure if it's just an illusion played by the dark. Even so, we trusted Selkie to keep us safe, but the rolling and slamming of the waves was testing our stomachs.
Went down below to do some bits, and made me pretty queasy and sweaty.
I think lying down with your eyes shut is okay. As the bouncing was getting worse, I was starting to feel a bit more like not comfortable with it. And then the dog threw up, and so I had to deal with all that. Whilst obviously the dog is in distress.
And it's pretty choppy, it's pretty rolly out here.
Yeah, it's super rolly out here.
It's now 3 AM, so properly the graveyard shift. Ed's just gone down, she's feeling really rotten. She's thrown up. Peggy threw up. It is pretty rough out here, to be fair. I've managed to, felt pretty sick but haven't thrown up. Feeling a lot better for having had a couple of hours of sleep, which had the most biblical rain. I thought it would flatten out by now, but I was wrong. So anyway, we're all going to be like this for a good few hours.
After a pretty exhausting night, I was happy to see the sunrise. Other than the seasickness, the night had been completely uneventful, but trying to stay alert when my body wanted to sleep and my over-caffeinated brain was playing tricks on me had definitely taken its toll. As the day rolled on, the wind shifted and began to drop, making it worthwhile to get some sails up. By the afternoon, we were flying along the north coast of Cornwall with the sun out under full sail.
It's turned into a lovely day, cruising along with all 3 sails out. That's Tintagel Castle on the nose of the coast there. We're going to get in tight there and motor up the coast out of the way of the tide.
So we're just coming up on the mouth of the River Camel now, and we've got Polzek coming up on our left, and then Padstow a bit further down on our right. And the plan's to go and anchor on the outside of the sandbar that's kind of in front of the harbour entrance in Padstow.
I mean, lovely time.
I'm looking forward to going and getting ice cream on land.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to not moving, like being thrown around a little bit for a while. Because 24 hours of being chucked around does take its toll.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm going to do the Genoa first.
So we just dropped anchor and the harbour patrol boat came up and basically said like happy for us to anchor here, but it's the same cost to anchor here than it is to be in the harbour itself. So we've basically just decided, for the sake of the fact that we're working all week and the dog needs walks and stuff, I think we're just going to go into the harbour till Friday before we then head off down to Weymouth. Paddy's a bit sad though, because he was looking forward to using his new tender and dinghy.
Looking forward to living on anchor, that's what it's all about.
It's probably the right thing to do.
Yeah.
If we're going to spend 130 quid or something for us to be here for 4 nights.
Yeah.
We're going to have to spend it, you may as well spend it on
And get more convenience, and showers and stuff.
We finally made it safely into Padstow Harbour and were both pleased to be tied up somewhere protected for the week. It was an incredible feeling to be in a new place for the first time in almost a year and get a taste of the freedom boat life has to offer. Before we knew it, our work week was over and we headed out the safety of the harbour to spend a final night at anchor before the next leg of our trip would take us around Land's End.
I'm not that mad my first anchoring plan didn't work, because we've ended up, it's a lovely little secluded cove, high cliffs all the way around, no one else in sight. Absolutely stunning. It's a little bit rolly, but considering we're on the north coast of Cornwall, I think it's pretty good.